Brandon. You thought you could just drop a new poem and your boy wouldn't notice. Shame on you. Of course we're reacting to it, all right? Happy New Year to everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Kendrick Youngblood. I'm a spoken word poet. I love poetry, good poetry especially, and Brandon is no stranger to good poetry. So we are going to react to this, and I'm going to share my thoughts throughout and at the end. Hope you all enjoy. My mother sent me this, so I know it's got to be good because she's not like a big poetry enthusiast like I am. You feel me? All right, let's go.
Steps to being Brandon Leake. 1, you gotta first be named Brandon Leake, and then 2, be born on May 4th, 1992 with an extremely large head. Sorry about that, Mom. 3.
I don't know if y'all caught that. Sorry about that, Mom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's tough. Mom, I'm sorry as well. You know what I mean?
Him! No offense.
No, I'm with you. Look.
Sorry about that, Mom. 3. All the mothers just laughed at that joke. 3. Be born to a mother who has a heart of gold and just pray that she also has the Midas touch. 4. Be born and raised in Southside Stockton in a cave full of hard rocks that when pressed become gems. 5. Be born with brown skin. This excessive amount of melanin will surely dictate much of your future. Be sure to remember these steps. 6. Be born with all of your limbs and then remove one. My fault, no, just remove your father. No surprises here. Refer back to step 5. 7. Have abandonment issues. These will surely rear their ugly heads later. 8. Cling to your mother. She's the only form of consistency that you've ever known. Be sure to push all other men in her life away so she does not leave you, just like your daddy did. Refer back to step 6. 9. Go to middle school and get yourself a girlfriend. 10, you know that girl we were just talking about like 5 seconds ago? Yeah, that didn't work out. But see, here's what we're gonna do instead. Just, Brandon, hand out your heart to girls in a desperate attempt to avoid this painful agony that we call loneliness. Refer back to step 7, 11, repeat step 10 continuously. 12, pray for brighter days because they cast large shadows for your fears to hide in. 13, wear masks that make you far more tolerable to the world. 14, don't forget to have a real complicated relationship with your stepfather. Argue with him repeatedly until these fists become your only form of expression. 15, buck up, little boy. I thought I told you real men don't get depression.
Yo, he's saying steps to being Brandon, but in a lot of ways, this is steps to being a black man. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Now, mind you, me personally, I can't relate to all of this. My father was definitely in my life, loved me dearly. He's spitting. The metaphors are really hidden. And Brandon often has a habit of, and this is a good habit, of starting off comedically or jovially, and then by like the first minute, there's like a tone shift, but it doesn't feel super abrupt. It doesn't really catch you off guard. It's a smooth transition of sorts. It's something I'm personally still trying to figure out. If I have a jovial poem, it's jovial from beginning to end. If I have a sad poem, sad from beginning to end. If I have an intense angry poem, angry from beginning to end, you know? And the very few times I've tried to shift the tone subtly, it always ends up feeling really abrupt and hard. You know, it's kind of like I smack them in the face with the tone shift, and I don't like that. There's times where that's beneficial, but I need to be able to do both. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's keep going.
16, dream of doing what no one in your family has ever done before, and then go do it. 17, go off to college. Try to reinvent yourself to be the cool guy you always hoped to be when you were in high school, way before I had all these goddamn bills. 18, understand that there is no escaping reality. You are who you always have been, no matter the location. 19, face loneliness, but if I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really strong enough for that task. So can I not hide behind metaphor anymore? When I was 4 years old, my 8.5-month-old sister, Danielle Marie Gibson, she died in the car next to me due to heart failure. So death isn't something I really adopted, but more so grew myself into, and I can't help but think that my roots still lie 6 feet deep alongside her. And then my grandfather, The only father figure I've ever known. 3 weeks before I graduated high school, he died of lung and liver cancer, rushing to the hospital next to his wife of 50 years in a graduation ceremony with one seat left empty, never left me feeling so numb inside. And then my best friend, my brother Bernard Daniels, my freshman year of college, he drowned in a levee 2 blocks behind my old neighborhood running.
By the way, y'all, I'm sorry to interrupt him when I did. I'll go back. He has poems for each of these loved ones and friends. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a longtime fan of his, you already know like those poems, and it's really hidden, bro. Oh man, that's tough. And I kind of just realized that a lot of the steps correlate with the age he was at the time he reached those steps to becoming who he is today, right? Not all of them, I don't think, but his middle school ones happen to be between like 11 and 13. You know what I'm saying? His college ones are currently 18 and 19. Like there seems to be a correlation there. Brandon, if I'm just making that up, let me know, because I haven't seen this before. All right, let's go.
High school, he died of lung and liver cancer, rushing to the hospital next to his wife of 50 years in a graduation ceremony with one seat left empty, never left me feeling so numb inside. And then my best friend, my brother Bernard Daniels, my freshman year of college, he drowned in a levee 2 blocks behind my old neighborhood, running away from a rival gang, and I was 200 miles too far north to ever tell him goodbye. 21, I wake up in the mornings and I see a reflection of a stranger, this guy who I know resides inside, but I'm too afraid, too scared, and far too fearful to finally unzip myself from my own skin to allow the world to see who I actually am. 22, 23, 24, 25, there's no more steps. Just a lot of questions like, who is Brandon Leake anyways?
Bro, that was deep. Man, I'm trying to find a way to replicate that. There's something about a lot of his poems where he's able to hit you in the feels without it seeming like he's forcing it. You know what I'm saying? I think I got pretty close with my Halloween poem. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. I dropped it on the 30th of October. One of my best poems that I've ever dropped, by far. And that happens to be one of the few poems where I nailed the emotional beats properly. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel forced. It was, in fact, even when I was recording it, I remember being drenched in sweat at the end of it. It's like I just got taken back to the event of like that I was discussing in the second half of the poem. It was intense. It just felt so effortless. I was just flowing. Not even just in my delivery though, but also in the penmanship of the poem, like how I crafted the lyrics and stuff. It felt supernatural. It didn't feel like I was trying too hard to do wordplay or make some crazy bars. Now there are crazy bars and there is wordplay, of course, but it was very clear to me when I finished it, and I'm sure it was clear to a lot of y'all that it was organic. But all of Brandon's poems seem to be that way, and I'm trying to see how I can do the same. Anyway, Brandon, if you see this, of course, I enjoyed it. I wonder why he stopped at 25. Maybe because 25 is a pretty clean number. You know what I'm saying? That's a quarter of 100. I'm not sure, but let me know what y'all thought about this. I'm really curious. I would love to hear your thoughts. Make sure to comment below, like, subscribe for more stuff like this. I've been reacting to poetry for years now, you know, and I'm not ending that anytime soon. However, I am going to be starting live streams very soon, this month even, so stay tuned for that. And as for what those live streams are about, wait and see. With that, I'm out. Deuces.